Got a couple of thoughts to share with you this morning. Last night, today being Thursday for me, last night, Carol and I went to Bible study at the church, and preacher made some points that I hadn't really thought about too much, and I liked them, and I'm going to borrow them this morning, and I'm going to see if I can give you a pretty good angle on them. He came from the book of Hebrews in the first chapter. And he took one verse. I'm going to read that verse and then I'm going to maybe add some more. But that verse says, and this is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. Now, this first chapter of Hebrews, the writer, probably Paul, we're not sure, but probably Paul, everybody thinks that, he's talking about Jesus, God's Son, being better than the angels. In Hebrews, he talks about Jesus being a better high priest and a better intercessor and, that sort of thing. And down into verse 8, he talks about God giving the Son the scepter of righteousness. And he says in verse 10, and thou, Lord, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. They shall perish, but thou remain, and they shall wax old as doth a garment. As a vesture shalt thou fold them up, and they shall be changed. But thou art the same, and thy years shall not fail. But to which of the angels said he at any time, sit on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool? Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. I wanted to kind of reinforce the importance of Scripture, the importance of not just reading, but studying the Bible, understanding what it says. Let me give you an example. In Philippians 4:13, which is a familiar verse to most people, Paul writes, I can do all things through Jesus Christ that gives me strength, or that strengthens me. Well, a lot of times we want to say Paul says he can do all things. I can do anything through Jesus Christ that strengthens me. But that's not what he says, or not what he means. Let me put it in context for you. In chapter 4, he's writing to the Philippians, and by the time he gets to verse 10, he's thanking them. He says, but I rejoice in the Lord greatly that now, at the last, your care of me hath flourished again, wherein you were also careful, but you lacked opportunity. And what's he saying? He's saying, thank you for this gift, this support. We forget that Paul got monetary support from the churches that he established and from other people. Anyway, he's thanking them for this gift, and he said, you were careful before, you cared for me before, but you lacked the opportunity to give. Now you're given, and I thank you. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatever state I am therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I'm instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. What he's saying is, I can endure all things. I can handle everything. So you have to put this in context.